FISA documents were released revealing that anti-Trump dossier was a main source in obtaining the warrant, the FISA warrant, to spy on the Trump campaign leading up to the 2016 election. Well, Tom Fitton, the president of the government watchdog group Judicial Watch, fought for the release of these redacted documents and is now urging the president to declassify them. He's here to explain. Tom, good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve. How are you?
Okay, I'm doing okay. I'm looking at the documents. There's a lot of Sharpie in here. There's a lot of stuff that's blacked out. We have no idea what's in there. You think the president this morning could call somebody and declassify it, and then we know what they're hiding, right?
Well, that's for sure. Devin Nunes, the Bob Good lad, is suggesting that there's other material in there that is classified right now but doesn't need to be classified. And we already see from the material that was released over the weekend that the material that we were told, they couldn't even tell us existed one way or another, didn't need to be classified. And we know why it was classified. It wasn't because they were protecting national security secrets. It was to cover up misconduct by the Justice Department and the FBI in misleading the courts by using this dossier in a dishonest way to gain a warrant to target the Trump team.
Right. And apparently 4 times the FBI told the FISA court they didn't think that Christopher Steele, the guy behind the dossier, was the guy who leaked the news to Yahoo News that got the ball rolling. And in fact, he did.
You see, I call it a self-licking ice cream cone, that document. They talk about the dossier generally. Then they talk about news reports about the dossier. Then they talk about a State Department information about Carter Page that had its origins according to reports in the dossier in the Clinton campaign. This is a Clinton campaign document that was presented to the court as if it weren't, and then they used reports about the Clinton campaign document and leak operation to further justify asking for a warrant to target the Trump team. Look, anyone who signed on to this needs to be asked questions about why they signed on to it, what they knew and when, and unfortunately includes the current administration official, the #2 of the Justice Department, Rod Rosenstein.
Sure. What is puzzling to me, though, is the fact that they did not reveal that the DNC and Hillary Clinton were paying for the dossier. Instead, they said, you know, somebody's obviously looking for dirt on Trump. Is that enough?
Oh, I encourage your viewers to go and look at that portion of the dossier. It's a footnote where they describe source #1, which looked to be the major source. They went out of their way to talk about, to avoid talking about the fact it was the Clinton campaign behind it. There was no good reason not to inform the court that, other than to, again, mislead the court into providing a pretext to spy on the Trump team. And look, this is about Carter Page, this in theory. But when you look at what's been released, it was all about getting at the Trump campaign.
Absolutely. And we heard from Carter Page yesterday. He said it's laughable. So
he wasn't a spy. He wasn't an agent of the Russians. He was a cooperator with the FBI. They didn't need to spy on him. It was a fraud and a hoax designed to target Trump, and the DOJ and FBI and the Obama gang behind it need to be held to account.
Well, by spying on him, they got to spy on everybody in the Trump campaign. Tom Fitton, we thank you very much. It was Judicial Watch that, with their Freedom of Information request, that got this out in front of all of us. Thank you, sir.
We have always looked to the stars to discover who we are.
The Department of Justice releasing more than 400 pages of the FISA warrant application regarding Carter Page. Moments ago, President Trump tweeted this out. So we now find out that it was indeed the unverified and fake dirty dossier that was paid for by crooked Hillary Clinton and the DNC. It was knowingly and falsely submitted to FISA, and which was responsible for starting the totally conflicted and discredited Mueller witch hunt. There's a lot going on in that tweet.
Well, here to weigh in is Dan Bongino, the former Secret Service agent and host of the Dan Bongino Show podcast, and he joins us now with his perspective. Good morning to you, Dan. What do you think about this?
Well, President Trump's right, and he's right to be annoyed, guys. Listen, this is, now we know, now that the FISA warrant application's been released, all 400 pages, and I've gotten through most of it. The case was a hoax. The hoax was paid for by Hillary Clinton. People in the media were integral to the hoax, and the hoax was brought to a court and lied to. Guys, we don't even have to use my words or the words of President Trump to describe the hoax. Let's describe the hoax using the FBI leadership's own words about the hoax. Jim Comey about the information in the warrant to spy on the Trump team, right? What did he say? It was salacious and unverified.
Right.
His number two, Andy McCabe, what did he say about it? If we didn't have the fake information, we would have never had a FISA warrant. That's Andy McCabe. The head of the counterintelligence division, when asked if they verified the information in the hoax, what did he say? Oh, it was in its infancy. And finally, this is it. This one is the icing on the cake. Peter Strzok, the lead hoax investigator. What did he say about the hoax? There's no there. You all got worked, America. This is the biggest scam in modern American history.
And one of the things, Dan, that is jaw-dropping is the fact that while it was political opposition research that essentially was the dossier, they never revealed that it was funded by Hillary Clinton and DNC. They just said, yeah, it's the guy behind it is somebody who's looking for dirt on Trump.
Yeah, you think that might be a critical fact? It's like saying a guy walks out of a facility with money and failing to mention that he robbed a bank. The critical component of information the judge needed to evaluate the content there was that Hillary Clinton's team paid for this information. It was her information. It was her team. Now, yet dancing around that doesn't absolve them of the responsibility to put it in there. And one other critical thing about this, too, because I see the liberals, I already know where they're going with this. They say, well, portions of it are redacted, and they're correct. Heavy portions are redacted. But, guys, I've been to court. I've sworn to warrants. There's no extra credit for information in front of a judge. You only put in a warrant what you need to establish probable cause, meaning this, that hoax information in there that we can see was critical towards establishing the legal standard they needed to spy on the Trump team, meaning without it, they would have never had it. And the FBI's number two, Andy McCabe, attested to that.
Dan, you're the authority on this. What disturbs you the most about this?
That basically Donald Trump was treated like a citizen in a third world communist republic. I mean, Ainsley, listen, justice died a little bit Friday night. And it gives me no joy in telling you, unlike the liberals, I'm not here to own the libs and destroy the constitutional republic. If this was a Democrat, I assure you, I'll go to the grave with this. I would be making the same case to you on national cable television. Donald Trump was treated like a citizen in a socialist republic in Cuba, and the liberals don't give a hoot about it. This is a shame.
Somebody that disagrees with you, Representative Adam Schiff of California, saying the president acts like Russia has dirt on him. Want to play this for you, then get your reaction.
I certainly think he's acting like someone who's compromised, and it may very well be that he is compromised, or it may very well be that he believes that he's compromised, that the Russians have information on him.
What do you make of all that compromise talk by Schiff?
Yeah, I think Schiff's a fraud, a liar, a disgrace. He's an embarrassment to himself, the Congress, the country. Adam Schiff has been the lead hoaxer. He's been out there on television now for a year, looking in the face of you, America, and lying to every one of you in an effort to distract the entire country on a hoax Russia scandal. He is a fraud, and he should be called out as a fraud. He has been lying to everyone.
Exit question real fast. Speaking of probable cause, as you did a moment ago, was there, from what you saw in the application, probable cause to investigate Carter Page for connections to Russia?
Probable cause. There wasn't even reasonable suspicion. That document is a joke. The man's team was spied on for Zippo. They had nothing. And they better produce those redactions sooner. This is going to get a lot worse.
Yeah, it didn't take you long to read through the 400 pages because most everything is Sharpie, black.
It's about 5 pages when you get the redactions out.
Exactly. Thanks, Dan.